It's the Church of What's Happening Now. My main man is here today, Mr. Nick Vallelonga. You guys are like scratching your head. Who's Nick Vallelonga? Academy Award winning Nick Vallelonga. You cocksuckers, the Green Book. How are you, my dear friend?
Good. How you doing?
I finally figured out where I met you in the whole situation. You and I did a horrible movie together in 2012 that I would not discuss on TV on this except for you being here. We did a movie called Jersey Shore Shark Attack.
Oh,
and
yes.
I think the next day, Paulie Walnuts was showing up.
Yes.
Or something. I only did the movie.
That's right. I forgot about that.
2012. I didn't even do the movie because of cocaine money. I did the movie because the guys had put me in like 8 other movies. They really did. The guys really put me in like 6 movies, 7 or 8, and that was the 8th one. And when they called me, I really go, we got something perfect for you. Jersey Shore Shop. I'm like, oh, God, this is going to be bad.
That's right. That's where we met. I forgot about that.
That's where I met you.
Yes.
And then I didn't know if it was, I kept saying for years, after the movie came out, The Green Book, a dear friend, listen, I haven't been in contact with movies in years. You know when you're just too busy?
Yeah. You're bigger than
No, you ever just been too busy to watch TV? Like, there was a time, Nick, I grew up in the movie theater. So did you. Where'd you grow up? The Bronx?
I grew up in the Bronx and in Jersey.
Okay. You grew up in a movie theater.
Yeah, I was an usher in a movie
on Saturdays.
Yeah.
You can't wait for a fucking movie to come out.
That's right.
But now, who has the time? I wish I had the time to go to 2 movies a week and sit and argue with you about the acting. He didn't do it right. I don't have the time.
You're right. I joined that club. You know, you pay one fee. You can go to 3 movies a week. Because I thought, oh, you kidding me? I can get my money's worth. I barely have a chance to go anymore. I used to go all the time. I want to go see every movie that came out.
Well, when I worked in a movie theater for years, and the best part was you got free movies. I saw everything for 5 years.
You couldn't wait to see a fucking movie.
Right.
And now it's like a movie comes out and you already, I don't know if it's called jaded, but you see you see the trailer and you make your decision up right there. Like, I'm not going to see that. That's a waste of my fucking time. Or you don't see the trailer. And a dear friend of mine, Mike Bertoli, who I've known for 30 years, called me for like months, and he kept telling me, did you see The Green Book? Did you see The Green Book? And I'm like, Mike, when the fuck do I have time? You're going to love it. Go see The Green Book. Go see it. And he works with Frankie Valli.
Oh, okay.
So go see The Green Book. Go see The Green Book. And finally, I think I got on the plane and watched it. It was on, and I was fucking blown away. You know, when they said Sebastian was in it, I was definitely going to watch it.
Yeah.
He's my little brother. How am I not going to watch it? And you wrote something that touched the fuck out of me. You know,
that's nice.
I think the movie was supposed to be based in 63.
Yes, 1962, 1963.
And it's so funny, when I came from Cuba in 65, I came from Cuba in 66. But when I was 5, from the ages of 5 to 7, I hung out with an African-American kid. My mother had a bar on 127th and Audubon. And that made me think, I wish I could find this kid today and hug him. Because his family took me into their home. In 68 and 69, you kept to yourself, and the brothers kept to themselves.
It's just how the culture was.
That's how the culture was then. All the brothers had the Afro picks with the fist in them, and they put in their back pocket. You remember all that shit.
Yeah, in New York, the Italians were in one section, the Jewish people were in one section, the Irish were in a section, the black people were in a section. It's just the way it was because they were tribal. Everyone stayed with their own. That's just how it was during that time, the 30s, the 40s, the 50s.
But I still remember walking from his house in the projects, 125th Street, and him getting shit for bringing a white kid into the neighborhood, and then walking away from 125th, and as you got to 135th, white people would say shit to me for walking around with him. Like, they still weren't, you know, depended where we went, what color. You know, it was like, what are you bringing him into the fucking neighborhood for? Leave him outside the store. Shit like that. And I didn't know.
Yeah, crazy.
You know, till today, my daughter's 6. And if I tell my daughter, hey, what'd you think of the black guy? She'll look me straight in the face and go, oh, the guy with glasses on. She doesn't see color.
That's good.
So unless you teach your child that shit, they don't see it. That's a lie, because I didn't see it at first. I heard about it years later. When I moved to Jersey, you got no choice. When you move to Jersey, they just tell you right out. You respect, yeah. You know, they don't give a fuck. There's
That opening scene was crazy, where the 2 plumbers came over and he threw away the glasses.
Yeah.
That was...
Well, it was important to show that because even my father, you know, to show my father in that light, but I discussed that with my father, and we had to show it because it shows what was going on at the time. Even though he wasn't a bad person, he was still a product of his environment and his culture, and he changed. See, that's the point of the movie, that people can change and learn. So that's why that had to be in the movie.
How old were you the first time your dad told you that story?
Well, I met Dr. Shirley when I was like 5. My father took me up to Carnegie Hall to do exactly what you see in the movie. Above the Carnegie Hall, he had this amazing penthouse suite with the grand piano, the chandeliers, all the artifacts, the African artifacts. He came out in this amazingly beautiful African robe. And so that was like walking into Oz, you know what I mean? So I never forgot that. And then, when I was in my teens, he started telling me the story. But I remembered the Christmas Eve when he came over. I remembered that. I was little, but I definitely remembered that, him coming into the apartment.
What did your family think? Was it like in the movie, that much receptive, pull up a chair? Or
oh, yeah.
Everybody froze.
Once he came in, we have a little comedic moment where everyone freezes. But once he came in, my mother and my family were loving Italians. It's once someone's in the home, that sit down and eat, so yeah, I remember that very well.
I remember the first time we met on that set, and you came up to me and told me he was your dad. I got to tell you something. He was one of my all-time favorite gangsters. And I tell you this in all sincerity. I laid my eyes on him the first time in the Pope of Greenwich Village. Yeah. And he said something so deep in that movie. At the time, I was fucking around with loan sharks. My whole life was just torturing 2 loan sharks. You know what I'm saying? Borrowing from one, borrowing from the other. And that line, he said, how come nobody keeps me waiting when they're looking to borrow?
Yeah.
That line stuck with me forever because it's true.
Yeah.
When people want to borrow money from you, they call you. I'm going to be there at 5. They get there at 10 to 5.
Yeah.
There could be a blizzard, 2 snowstorms, their mother got hit by lightning. All the excuses they give you when it's time to pay you the money.
Yeah.
Oh, you're not going to believe what happened. My goat ate the cash. The bus went to the wrong place. So for me, hearing that fucking cracked me up.
It flowed off his tongue.
Oh my God, it really.
He had a little experience with that.
It was like the second line of the fucking movie. He goes, he's back there waiting for you. And Mickey Rourke goes back there. How long had your dad been acting?
We started with The Godfather. So he was working the Copa. And I guess either Francis Ford Coppola or the casting directors, Lou DiGiamo, Fred Roos, I think, producers, they went into the Copa to see some gangsters and hang out. And they brought my father as the one who was going to intercede and introduce him to some people. And they asked him to be in the movie.
We're going in like fucking Marines, you understand me?
Welcome to church, motherfucker.